Hey y'all.
I'm Crystal.
And I'm Elisa.
And we are
That's Right.
Your favorite sister podcast.
Yes.
Unplugged.
Unplugged.
Look.
Again.
But that's because y'all want more content. We create more content. We do have a surprise for y'all come the end of the summer.
Oh, Gracie.
This is for real Unplugged. Like, yo, get down.
Gracie's disrespectful right now, for real.
And then look, if she was groomed, she getting groomed this weekend. Keep y'all comments. If maybe she was groomed, I'd be okay with her being a part of That's Right. But right now,
come on, Gracie.
she looks like a junkyard dog.
Stop it.
Anyway.
She wants some content.
She does. She's like, okay, you creating content, honey. I'm content. You are, Gracie. You're great.
You are great. You're great, Gracie.
But anyway, so we have a huge surprise for y'all coming in the summer, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. Yeah. But in the meantime, we're going to keep these unplugs rolling because y'all are really enjoying the unplugs.
Appreciate y'all.
We do. We appreciate y'all. So we're going to roll with this. So today, look, it's gonna be 45 minutes. That's all we got in us. Okay. Understand? We got to work
or shorter.
Tomorrow. It might be shorter, but you know me.
You know how much this do. You know how Crystal do.
It's gonna be 45 minutes. Okay, so we're gonna go back. A couple weeks ago, we did a reel. We met John Sally. What's up, John Sally? 4-time NBA champ. Woo-hoo. Can we tell y'all something about that? Can we tell y'all something about that? So we met him at a game. Y'all know we got the floor seats to the game. Lisa and I at the game.
Chilling.
Black girls.
Doing black girl.
Right. So it was like the last home game, right?
Was it last? Or maybe the second to last.
But either way, we was at the game, right? Yeah. So he comes, he's sitting behind us, like not flirty, it wasn't nothing like that. It was just like, he was like, yo, you know how y'all get those seats or whatever. So we just started chit-chatting and he tells us all these things and he talks to us about being vegan and the benefits of it. And his daughter was there with her beautiful self. And we're going to probably tag their Instagrams as well.
Okay, we can do that.
But so we get there and he's talking to us about the benefits of being vegan. His daughter's actually talking to us about like how it creates like an attitude change for her. She really, look, my hair is doing
attitude,
a thing.
Mood
freaking plugged. But yeah.
Good.
So she was saying like, you know, yes, it helps her attitude. And so for me, she said, you know, it helps her body. It helps all those things. But for me, I wanted to do it mostly, Lisa, for the attitude change. Like, I mean,
I was with you on it.
I can stand to lose a pound or two.
Yeah, I was with you on the attitude change, mood change. Yeah.
But I wanted to like kind of, because I feel myself like being short and whatever. I'm like, if it's the food that I'm eating, and I'm already pescatarian. So if it's the food that I'm eating, I can cut out, you know, more things or whatever. So, Lisa, did you do it? So this was a couple weeks ago. At this point,
straight to it. Dang.
Hey, look, we got 45 minutes.
Okay.
Come on.
Did I do it? Listen, it was really nice in the moment when they were talking about it, when I was processing it. I was going vegan full throttle. I was with it. By the time I got home, fell asleep, woke up the next morning, it took me 5 seconds to figure out what I was about to do next. Literally, what I was about to do next. I ain't do it, y'all. I'm just going to go ahead and tell y'all.
0 minutes of it.
I had to quickly process the next morning what my breakfast was going to be, what my lunch was going to be, and what my dinner was going to be. And I couldn't figure it out. There's a lot of vegan restaurants out here, whatever sis, there's a lot of vegan restaurants out here. And yeah, I could have went to go, you know, buy a meal because I think you'll tell your story and that's kind of what you was doing. I could have went to do that, but then I started realizing if I did it, I'm gonna have to do it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I have a household of 6. So
you could have ate grits for breakfast or oatmeal for breakfast. You don't want to do that?
And here's the thing. I still didn't do enough research to realize what foods I needed
she didn't do no research to
this day, I really haven't done no research. So shame on me on that. But still, it is a vigorous situation. You know, shout out to all the people who has gone out and they become vegan or trying vegan. It takes a lot of dedication and it's a lot of work. And I definitely didn't plan for it. So for me, I just felt like I need to gradually work myself into it. Not go full throttle. I'm vegan. No, don't be rolling your eyes. No, just because you tried.
I'm licking my lips.
No, I see your eyes while I'm talking.
I am waiting on you to take it. Go ahead. Because you know we be having people like, you talk over your sister. I'm about to be real quiet right now. Go ahead.
I just figured, you know, it's something that I still want to consider, you know, because I do know that a lot of vegans that I've known or that I've met, their skin is beautiful. Their BMI is always perfect. They, you know, of course, you have to have some cardio that goes with it and some exercising, but they're almost perfect. So, you know, and then aside from, killing the animals and all that other stuff, whatever, I do want to eventually kind of go into going into the vegan style. Would I ever become 100% vegan? I don't know and think so. But I do want to transition into eating a lot more healthier towards that way. And first thing it would be probably is cutting out processed foods. Starting off with that because we eat a lot of processed foods. We eat a lot of cereal in the house still. That's our go-to. And the number one thing that we eat a lot as a culture that is really threatening to us is them darn noodles. Sis,
Lisa,
them noodles.
So if I do eat noodles, I eat the organic ones.
Oh, you eat organic noodles? Okay, y'all know what noodles I'm talking about.
Yes, because
everybody
you
eats the regular
the
noodles.
25-cent ones.
Yeah,
the ones that the organic. You can get some if you like noodles.
$4 probably.
Yeah, if you like noodles, you can get them. They're like $3 a can. If you get the organic ones, but they taste better.
They taste better, and they're organic. Okay, so the only concern with that is, I guess it's still kind of considered processed though, like right because it's.
I don't know that vegan is necessarily non-processed, but that's because I haven't done any research. So.
Yeah, we still eat. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of try to just wean the processed foods out a little bit more. Stop looking like that.
I am going to
lean the processed foods out a little bit more, and in terms of meat, just kind of be a little bit more selective on the meats that we're eating in the household. Like, I'm an all-around girl. You know, my dad was in the military, but I do claim the South. I've been in the South the longest. And anybody from the South, you know how I still love and them ham hocks. I still love my hams. Yeah, I mean,
oh my God.
Listen, first of all, I don't really like to cook. I just have kids. So when I say ham hocks like that,
ham hocks. I've never cooked ham hock in my life.
Well, literally more so like with the collard green situation.
You put ham hocks in it? I put smoked turkey next to mine.
Smoked turkey, yeah. So I need to start transitioning into changing.
The smoked turkey necks are good.
And honestly, people say it's just as good as eating a ham hock. You can't even really tell the difference.
I'm sure I've had it with ham hocks. I got a grandma or recipe, but. No, like I always do. You try with smoked turkey next time.
Yeah, smoked turkey. Yeah. So I just trying to wean myself and the family off of certain things first. With the meats, like I said, I'll probably start with the pork situation.
I guess ham hock you eat pork. Okay.
Yeah, but it has to be a gradual situation for me at this point. So I'm gradually working my way into eating healthy and coming somewhat of a vegan. I think that my sister and I, what we are going to do though, is we are going to have vegan dates.
Are we?
Right? Yes. Don't say this is the first. We said we was going to experience still vegan foods. We're going to try vegan foods out, and we were going to experience this together, sis. Oh, are you all the way out?
Okay, I don't know what you're talking about.
Are you all the way out of this? What?
I don't know. Finish.
This is the first time that we are actually having this vegan story, guys. This is y'all fresh off the press.
So y'all Unplugged. This is true reaction.
Unplugged. So what's going on? I'm confused.
So I have a couple things to say, y'all. I'm going to talk directly to y'all because I am appalled at this girl.
Appalled.
First and foremost, this girl ain't do now day. So I did do 2 weeks.
I told her.
Lisa was like, I jumped in. So, look, John was talking about all this stuff. George talking about all this stuff. I'm like, oh my God, yes. Because here's the thing, like on a spiritual note, I tried to be a vegan a couple years ago, and I did it for about 6 to 9 months. So I did it and I did it right. I was vegan and no bread. For about 6 to 9 months. Okay. Vegan and no bread, and I was still cooking for the kids. So I was still cooking for my husband and the kids, but it was a lot. But. So I knew that I could do it. So I started the next morning. I was like, I need to get back, one, on my spiritual journey part of it. And 2, like, I just want to have I need to lose a couple pounds. I'm pulling a stunt out here with my sleeves off. But I need to lose a couple pounds. But so I was like, okay, I can do that. But, so I started right away. Let me just be very clear. Vegan is not for the broke. And I'm going to tell you that right now. And that's just real. Okay. Because when I was doing it before Lisa, I didn't have as much like extra money as I have now. And so it was like, I would do like grits in the morning, which I love grits. So it's no issue with grits. I'll do grits in a vegan butter and then chop up mushrooms or avocados with it. And so I was doing stuff like that. And I was eating a lot of like sweet potatoes and like potatoes and salads and stuff like that. And you know, of course I'll do like a cauliflower rice or whatever, but it just wasn't, I'm not a great cook anyway. My family thinks I'm just the best or whatever. But as far as trying to experiment with vegan stuff, I did like some jackfruit stuff or whatever. But I'm not gonna follow no recipe. I'm a salt, pepper, garlic, onion powder type of girl. That's what I'm gonna do. So it just was a lot. So I was eating the same things all the time. It got very, 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 very boring for me. So now that I have more money, I was able to do it. Every meal I ate out. Every meal I had delivered. And so I'm like eating vegan mac and cheese and like just vegan bowls, and because I like warm food. I'm not a big, like, I don't like a lot of cold foods anyway, so I wasn't really into the salads, but I was able to order every meal. Like, occasionally I would still do like the grits and I did guacamole a couple times that I made myself. I make a mean guacamole. So I did guacamole a couple times, and I did grits and some oatmeal with almond milk, and then I'm a Starbucks.
So you're prepping yourself at this point?
Yeah. Okay. I'm a Starbucks fanatic. So my drink is a venti hot white chocolate mocha with blonde espresso and an extra shot. I get that every single morning. So when I looked it up, and I was like, yo, that's not vegan. So I had to start getting a caramel macchiato with no caramel drizzle, just the caramel syrup, and I could do the blonde espresso, but it wasn't the same. So anyway, so I did that for a couple of weeks and did not find any change in my attitude. I did go through some I had some mental health challenges during that period, and I will discuss that later during our surprise. But I don't want to put everything out here because it's a very interesting topic and a serious topic, and I want to talk to people about that because no one is exempt from that. I digress. So that's what I was eating. I was just eating vegan.
And you was going hard too.
I did a breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and I was satisfied.
Next day.
And because here's the one thing about me, baby. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it, and I do it fast because I do know when you sit, like you say, and you thought about it. If you think too hard about something, like, it's hard you're gonna talk yourself out of it. So I gotta move. If I want to do something, I'm like, I'm not gonna sit and try to weigh out, and especially if it's something like, changing a diet, right? So I did it, and then my husband came to me, and he just was like, yo, can you not do this? And he was just like, it's killing our date nights. And because we had, and this is, again, I'll put some, we'll do it in our surprise. But we were having some challenges, like, within our marriage that we had not been having before. And it wasn't having to do with being vegan. We was having no challenges before the vegan. But we were having challenges, and we were trying to work through it. And it became a hindrance because a lot of our date nights are like eating. And we spend not even date nights. When we come home, we eat together. Yes, and so he comes home, and even if we could be standing up at our island in the kitchen, and we'll have a whole meal just standing there talking. And so, but most of the time I would eat at work. I would eat dinner at work and then come home because the vegan thing, I'll make sure they ate too. But he was like, it's interfering with the way that we move. Like, a lot of our companionship and a lot of our date night is around eating. And I feel like this vegan thing is interfering with that. And I was like, yo, that's fair, and so
so wait, before you stop there, like, what was your motive, or what did you didn't think that maybe he should just go ahead and jump on the boat with you? Or
so this thing is shaking because my dog is literally walking around like, what are these girls doing? Like, why are they still sitting here? Anyway,
Unplugged.
I didn't, because I think that is a whole lifestyle change that you can't really push on somebody. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, it's not like I said, oh, let's just eat healthier and add. And we don't eat healthy, but we eat vegetables and stuff like that. We're Black people from the South, baby.
It's okay.
But it did not occur to me to say, and full disclosure, when he asked me, I said I had actually already been thinking about it because I felt, if I'm being honest, I felt like it was making me angrier. I did. And that's just me. Oh my God. Let me tell you something. I just want you to know that John Sally and his daughter were so beautiful and so nice. Yes. So it has, I believe they have that experience. Yeah. But for me, I felt like I already have a lot going on with home life and work life or whatever. I just felt like I was angry. It's probably because I was hungry.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest.
Yeah, that was a sudden shock to your body. That straight 100% transition. So
right.
I can understand your body trying to get used to something, trying to mentally,
Right, no, like that's fair.
Yeah.
And so I just, because I was already thinking about it, like, yo, maybe this is because I knew I was like quick to anger, you know what I'm saying? I was like, and my husband like, everything is irritating you lately. And so this is before we got to this vegan conversation, but just in the conversing about our marriage and our relationship, it was like, everything is irritating you lately. And so I'm like, well, you doing stuff that's irritating me, so I'm gonna be irritated. but no, like, and so I stopped, and so that's where we are with that. But I did try, and I do feel like I want to. So one thing I did ask for in return, because I was already thinking about stopping, so I don't want this to be like, oh, he's trying to sabotage you. But I was already thinking about stopping for, because like I said, I felt like I was angry more than I normally am. But I said, okay, in exchange for that, I want to start walking in the morning. So we have workout equipment at home. We have memberships we're members of a country club that has a full gym. We are members of a gym here, a chain here. So we have 2 gym memberships, an elliptical, a treadmill, weights in our workout room in our home. We don't do none of that. So I said, I would like to start walking. So there's a park near our neighborhood, this really nice park. And I told him that I want to start walking, and that would be like my trade-off. And he was like, absolutely. We were supposed to start Saturday, which was yesterday, and so I was busy. Okay. Honey, it was my baby girl's birthday, and so I had to go do hair. She had to go do hair. We were having a pretty fancy not fancy, but like a nice birthday. It was not. The place
that you took her.
I mean, the place was really nice, but let me tell you something, y'all. I paid a grip, and I'm not going to say the name of it. Do you know how much I paid?
I know where you went.
No. It was $80 a person.
I know you.
It was $80 a person, but it was more than that. And then it was a 20% tip.
Yeah.
And these are 14-year-olds, right? Like I paid for a wedding, right? And so the food was mid. I told you that.
No, I know that place.
I was like,
yeah. Like, they need to set the menu up for sure.
Yes, like, but it was a taste of it. It wasn't just like the food, like the menu. It was a taste of it. I'm like, y'all got me paying, and it was more than 80 because I ended up paying. So when you think, I'll tell you about it later. But it was a lot. It was a lot. So, but it was fine. My baby had a good time. She went to an escape room or whatever. So I had to get up because my husband woke up because he's great. He was like, okay, babe, we're gonna go walking. I was like, ooh. Let's start next weekend.
I'm tired.
Because it wasn't even tired. Like, I had to get up. I had to find Dallas shoes. I had to do different things. She had to go get her hair done, and we came, and I had to go. We rented we have an SUV. We rented an 8-passenger SUV. Okay. So we had to go get that. There was just a lot to do. So I have not started with the walking. I did wake up to cake this morning.
You ate Dallas cake?
I did not. I ate. My husband went to the South Side. We don't really go to the South Side. And there's this cake spot on the South Side. So I was like, yo, get up all the cakes. Like, we don't go to the South Side. You over there right now. Get up all the cakes. And we did.
What type of cake was it?
I ate vanilla cake this one. He bought like 5 of them. It's how we are.
That's fine. I mean, you don't go often. So.
Yeah. So anyway, so that is
the vegan journey that we experienced.
Lisa keeps saying we, and it's making my ears burn. Why? Because Lisa did not have a vegan journey.
I did not have I did. It was a processed one. And then I determined that it wasn't going to work. Not instantly. Gradually, but not instantly. Like
5
I say,
seconds, she said
shout out to everyone who has become a vegan or who is thinking about a vegan, because it is really a lot. It's a lot.
It's a commitment. It is a commitment.
Mentally be prepared for it.
But I think it's great. But it also goes to, and not that I think it's a fad. I don't want no hate mail. No, please, y'all.
No, you just have to mentally be prepared for it.
You do, but I don't want it to be like, but it takes me to this, Lise. A lot of times things, because let me say this: when I grew up, veganism, it was a thing. It's always been a thing. I'm sure it's always been a thing, but it wasn't as prevalent like in the 90s, right? And so now I just feel like a little bit it's a kind of like a bandwagon thing. And it can be, right? And so it got me to thinking, I mean, I know why I did it. When I was told that it was going to help my attitude, I was like, oh my gosh, I need anything to help my attitude, so let me do this, But I do feel like you have to do what works for you. You have to know what works for you. And I do believe, like, one thing John Sally said to me was like, I can't remember, but he was quoting something by or attempting to quote the Bible about eating meat, and I was like, baby, Paul said you can eat anything. like there is nothing is unclean in the sight of God, right? So let's get to the New Testament. But I think that there are some times that there are things that work for other people and don't work for you. And so if it's a spiritual thing, by all means, like I just pray that you guys are able to stay on your spiritual journey. But if it's something, don't be afraid to not stop. And I think that or to stop. They say on things longer, almost to try to prove a point that I can do it. And so the whole time you're miserable, the whole time it's changing things in your life. Like my husband said, like you are changing the dynamic of how we interact by engaging in this, right? And so I'm like, oh, okay. And then for me, I realized that I was angrier, but you were like, I'm never gonna do this. Like that's not a thing that I care about. That's not a thing that I care to do. So I want to eat healthier, but I have to do it on my own terms.
Gradually.
You know what I'm saying? And so, and I do it like I'm laughing and I'm joking, but like I appreciate and respect the fact that I knew she wasn't. Y'all just learned it today. At least I ain't do it. I've been new. I knew day one. I'm calling her every day. She like
the next day.
She like. Sis, you own it, girl. I said, Lisa, you ain't started yet. Not yet, girl, but you own it, girl. I had to call 2 days later. I'm eating my vegan macaroni. Ooh, sis, you own it, girl. Lisa ain't ate one vegan thing. Lisa ain't ate a carrot. So, but no, like she wasn't, like she did her own thing. She did her own
absolutely, on my own terms.
I think sometimes we get caught up in stuff.
And I think for me, honestly, I think I don't want to say bandwagon or jumped on the bandwagon, but what I did get caught up in is just knowing health-wise, like what it really does to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It really preserves your melanin, your skin. Like skin is beautiful, flawless. I really would want to achieve those type of goals. So I was motivated to do it. But again, it's still part of a whole big lifestyle change that you just have to try to incorporate. And if you don't have the time, and again, you brought up one good point, the money for sure.
The money.
Because not only is it vegan, it's expensive.
It is expensive.
It's very, very, very expensive.
If you want to eat good food, like honestly, it's not. I don't know that it's expensive if you feel like you can survive on potatoes and apples. By all means, do that. But like, and then I just don't So I eat well. My husband and I eat very, very well. So we spend a lot of money on food. Help us, Lord. So I don't want to sacrifice. I don't want to sacrifice eating well because I'm vegan. And so I was trying out all these vegan things. The worst thing I tried out was vegan. Oh my God, vegan wings.
Oh yeah, you did not like that, did you?
And that's from this real. I'm not gonna say the name of the company because people who are real vegans, not fake vegans like myself,
are trying to be vegan.
Yes, may love it. So I won't say the name of it because I don't think it was the company that made them, poorly. I think it was that they tasted like death in my mouth. Ooh. I was like, why does this taste like I'm biting into a dead body? Like, why does this taste like that? And then as far as the bone, it had like a cardboard. It was just
no.
And I left him on the counter, and then Gracie got into him.
Did she leave him?
She ate him. It's great because they had. That's what they had the right. No, they had the right sauce on it. Like the sauce was good, but the food itself, it
was not it.
And but I did have like a pulled pork sandwich made out of like jackfruit. It wasn't pulled pork, whatever. It's made out of jackfruit, and that was really, really good. And so I got it from the same company. So I do feel like it's a thing, but it is.
It's hit or miss too. There are some spots that you can find that you really can't even tell that it's vegan. It's really, really good, but then like you said, it can be a hit or miss. You can find some other spots where it's like, what is this? Right.
And so I did like the vegan mac that came from Twisted Mac in Gwinnett County. Twisted Mac, they have all types of macs, but they had this vegan mac. Oh my goodness. And that was really, really good. So I ate that a lot. And then some other stuff. Anyway, whatever. But it is, to me, it is about like knowing who you are. And don't let me say this. Don't let trends raise you. And I say that, and I think we're kind of going into, we got about 20 minutes. I say that because a lot of times, especially in the social media age, like I used to say this all the time when I was a big time user of Twitter, like y'all letting this internet raise y'all. Mm-hmm. So it's one thing to give you insight. Like I am cool with like getting insight. Like, oh, here's another perspective I had not thought about because all my people look like me. All my friends, black girls in their 40s, late 30s, 40s, whatever, have this, Christian mothers relationship. Like all my friends look like me, right? So we kind of think the same for the most part. So I like to get different perspectives, but not to the point that it rocks my world. Not to the point. I like to be challenged, but not like where I'm just going to jump on a bandwagon. And I have found just since the advent of social media, that people will listen to people and then just run with it. And then they're like, I'm like, well, did you do independent research?
Exactly.
Like, did you? Well, so-and-so said, and that's what I was telling my sister, like, I don't want to be nobody's authority on nothing. I want to talk my truth and talk about, like, how I live, the things I believe, and all of that. But I don't want people to be all like Crystal said. Please seek God. Please seek God. Please. And that's why, Lisa, when you be trying to say the law, I'll be like, oh my God, we have no idea what we're talking about. Like, we have no authority.
I'm only
like,
gonna speak it if I know before.
Look, but even then, like, there is a debate, well, not a debate, but there's an issue on Twitter about them getting rid of no-fault divorces. And so people are, family law attorneys and stuff are chiming in, and I'm just kind of like, I think y'all are all wrong, but I'm not going to tell. And I'm an expert in that field. Like, I am literally an expert in the field of family law. I know what I know. And so when I read some of the comments, I'm like, y'all don't really have a grasp of what no fault means at all, right? And so, and there was another comment about someone asking for like a delegitimization of a child, and I'm just like, well, you know what I mean? And so I don't want people to look to me to say I am the authority. I really want y'all to get here to take nuggets out of what we're doing and go do your own research. Go find out for yourself. Sure. If I can prick your brain, if I can make you think about a thing, we've done that, right? But as far as being like
Crystal said,
don't do that. Don't do that. Your feelings gonna be hurt when somebody is like, well, this person actually knows what they're talking about. So, you know, but that's even like, and I find that this is a Christian podcast. Even like with God and the things that I talk about, like, I don't want to not be able to be challenged. Yeah. Like, and that's why I want to be in nobody's pulpit ever. Even if I went to like seminary or whatever, I don't know that I would want that on me, because there is a growth thing. Like, even, let me tell you something. I'm not gonna tell y'all this thing that happened to me, but I want y'all to know, because it's embarrassing. That's the only reason I'm not gonna tell you. I've been praying about something for about a year. Praying about it. And I'm just like, Lord, why are you not letting this happen? Why are you not, whatever. So I went before him today, and he was like, you need to sit with me. Like, take some time, sit with me, and we're going to discuss this. We're going to break it down. So I was in ministry today, and he tells me to discuss it with him. So I sit down, I get ready to meditate, and I'm explaining to him what my issue is. And he was like, look at this. And I was like, and it's weird because I'm talking in code, but it's like when he broke it down to me, he's like, you're doing all of this and you're saying you cannot do this, but if you stop doing if you stop doing, you could do both of them, but you want me to come in here and do this right here. You're like, God, I need a miracle. But you don't need no miracle for none of this stuff over here. Why not? And I was like, oh my goodness. And so I would not want to be talking to people and preaching to them from, what my experience is, because it's flawed, right? There are so many things that in the Word of God that I consider myself a mature Christian, but I'm still pressing, right? Like, there are mistakes that I make. And that's why, like, I don't want to say within the last episode, I was like, y'all don't crucify me. I may be wrong, and I'm okay with being wrong, and I'm okay with someone gently coming and encouraging me and saying, well, hey, that's kind of, not what Paul meant when he said that, not what Elijah meant when he said that. You know what I mean? Like, I am okay with that. So I don't even want to be the authority on the Word of God. And I feel like I know the Word of God. I don't want to be the authority on parenting. Like, I have raised that, lots of children, but like, and who do amazing. But I don't want it to be like, oh, well, Crystal said this. And because it also comes with like a lifestyle that you will never ever get just by listening to a podcast, listening to some clips.
A clip.
You won't.
A clip.
Then I ain't looking to the podcast.
You're going hard on these clips.
They be listening to these little 90-second clips.
Yay.
But I don't. That was my life. That was my life with my kids.
Period.
You know what I'm saying? And so, while I do think everybody should give their kids a safe space, everybody should stand up for their children if they're being, fussed at or whatever. I don't think anybody should embarrass their kids. While I think that everybody should support their children and all of that, like, but it comes with other things.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't just come with, standing up for your kid no matter what. And, letting him shoot you in the face. I don't know, whatever. I'm making stuff up. But it's all about lifestyle. And I think you have to know yourself. And I encourage you to know God when you're making decisions and not look to Twitter. Or
any type of social media.
Instagram or TikTok.
Or any type of
YouTube,
social media.
And say, well, this person said, and this person is now the authority. And it's just like, people, and it's weird because people start worshiping those things. And it's like, and you have like two what's it called, ends of the spectrum. You have people who have this hero worship thing, and then you have people who wait for the downfall. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so one person is, Chris and Elisa, oh my God, they said this about parenting. I'm implementing this today. I'm doing this. And the other person is like, I don't really have like a valid, and these are two opposite ends. There's obviously a midpoint. But I don't have a valid reason for not liking them and for not rocking with them. But you know what? They're getting too much attention. Like, I can't wait till she talk about her marriage falling apart. I can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't wait till one of her kids get arrested or get pregnant or whatever. And so it's like, you can't, I feel like I'm off on a tangent, but you can't like buy into that. I don't think as I don't want to call us, we're just people, right?
Listen,
like, with the podcast.
With the podcast, because that's what we chose to do.
Right.
You know, like, we're black girls, we're out here, we're black girling, we're doing, I don't even want to say black girl things, but whatever we're doing, we're hoping.
Black girl things.
Okay, and whatever we're doing, we do know that we're not going to get everybody. You know what I'm saying? We're not for everybody.
Right.
There's only a certain amount of people or whatever target audience that will actually not even look at us, but that understands us.
Right.
Within us, there's within us, there are different quintessential things about us that we would hope that anybody can resonate with.
Right.
So, like you're saying, on our episodes, when some of the things that you're talking about, there's a lot of things that people can resonate with. Mm-hmm. But then we also get all this unplugged.
Right.
We also get all this other critic. And negative talk off of one little clip. When you go back and you look at the whole episode, it's like, oh dang, I went off on a tangent. I really misinterpreted that. But I think that really comes with the nature of the game too.
Right.
You know, I think that once you start putting yourself on social media and you really start getting out here and doing the things that we're doing now, you have to be built for that life.
Right.
You have to be built to take the criticisms, regardless of how cute you are, regardless of what you're talking. There's going to be somebody out there that's going to find something negative to say.
Every time.
In a good situation, somebody's going to find something negative to say.
Every time.
And we are experiencing that. But again,
we ain't no authority.
We're not. The
point is, we're not trying to tout ourselves as authority.
Period.
As these big parenting, honey. We didn't go to no parenting school. We didn't go to divinity school. We haven't been in seminary. These are our life experiences. Yes. And when I will say that I do find that when I do make a decision or I say something publicly, and then later I say, oh, that was wrong. Like, I am quick to be like, yo, I think I told y'all this, and I had to correct it. Even if we were doing a live one time, and this is minor, but I quoted the wrong verse. And then in the description to the live, I put like, I misquoted this, whatever. But I think that we're woman enough, and we understand how God works enough to say like, okay, to be able to admit a mistake, right? And so
I think that we're very transparent. We've been very transparent.
And we don't. I don't think we pretend.
No, we're not trying to pretend at all.
But I do find people. It's the crash. It is the, I don't know if people are saying canceled anymore. Y'all know I'm old, so maybe I'm not. Maybe I've moved on to other terminology. But it comes from, that's 90s. This girl done took us back to washed up. But I do think it comes from a sense of making people authorities, right? And so we're not authorities, obviously. And I love that we can lay down, this vegan lifestyle very gracefully, and that's not for us. But by all means, like, if you picked it up as a result of us saying we were going to do that, like, full disclosure, we have not, and we just found that it wasn't the best thing for us, and we're
current state lifestyle situations in the moment,
right. And I will say that my husband said this when we were talking about it. He was like, now if a doctor told you, I'm gonna work around that. Like, he's not gonna leave me because, oh my God, you're vegan, and you know what I mean. And he said that specifically, but this is just something that I chose for myself, and that wasn't working for me and for my attitude and where I am. But maybe in 5 years, I think I revisit it.
I think that's a lot of people's reasoning and rationale to why they make that transition,
Mm-hmm.
you know, into becoming vegan because it's so critical.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have ran into like this critical condition or critical situation where they had to really suddenly make this lifestyle change.
Right.
To the reason why they're really going into that. Now you do have some out there that probably was born and raised that way, and you know they're vegans, but for the most part, I feel like a lot of vegans, they actually go into it because
of a necessity.
It's a necessity.
Right.
They have to switch their lifestyle up immediately.
Right. No, and I think that's true, and I think that's fair. I wish I knew the name of this ice cream. I wasn't prepared. I had this vegan ice cream. It's still in the.
I heard about some vegan ice creams though.
Yes,
The vegan ice creams are really good.
So good.
Yeah.
Not all of them. But this one is from an ice cream place out in California, and I can't remember the name of it, but it's oh my gosh, it's so good. They have like two different ones. One has like a really good pistachio, and the other one has a really good vanilla. So y'all, if you're looking for that, that's just our little plug on that. But anyway, we just wanted to give y'all a quick update about where we were on this vegan thing. So y'all would not be thinking that we're going vegan.
I mean, we might be looking flawless right now. We don't need too much vegan or whatever. But yeah, let me stop playing.
No, but and because I think that it needed more than a 90-second clip.
Yeah.
And so to say that we weren't doing it, and I wanted to to kind of be able to explain why. And then just real quick, I just did we talked about flawless skin. I did a review on my personal page, Wright.CEE, about Charlotte Tilbury, the skincare line.
Okay.
I'll tell you something. So if you are looking,
perfect segue
to not be vegan but have really good skin, baby. Charlotte Tilbury has this magic cream that comes with like it's a magic day cream, a magic night cream, a magic eye cream, a magic serum, and then this glow toner.
Really?
Let me say something.
Well, it sounds like magic.
I be around here like I tried.
Glowing.
Yes, no, for real. They have like a little sample size, so if you want to try it out or whatever, I definitely recommend trying it out. But
no, you be coming up with, you have the good makeup though.
Yes.
So y'all make sure y'all.
It's
check. I'm
really,
check
really
that
good.
Out and see what that's about.
And another thing I'm gonna use is Peach and Lily. I think it's Korean. Don't quote me on it if I'm wrong. I ain't no makeup expert. I'm not an authority. But they have this glass skin line, like this the system. And so I actually bought it for my son for it put in his Easter basket because he always be talking about his pores. So, let me tell you something. As masculine as my son is, that brother is gonna take care of his skin.
Okay.
He is gonna take care of his skin.
And why not?
Look, he be in there like rubbing Kennedy's like, you have to rub cucumbers on your skin. Honey Crispy in there with cucumbers all over his face.
I love it.
So I was trying to figure out what to put in his Easter basket, and I was, because he's 21, but he live at this house. You won't get an Easter basket. I had Kennedy an Easter basket delivered, and I said,
no, you did not.
I sure did.
You did. Oh, you make me feel like a bad parent at this point because I did not.
You don't do Easter baskets?
I used to, and they're still young. My kids are younger than yours. You know that.
You
and
do the babies no Easter
I thought about it this year, but I've been no, I have not. It's been a couple of years since I've actually.
We ain't know what's
a couple of years.
Authorities.
Exactly. No, but I did not. I normally would do like a little basket, but I haven't done it in the last couple of years. I didn't even really know that.
You knew it was Easter because I called you and asked you what church was going to.
I knew it was Easter, but I don't know. I'm not even around enough people, I guess, that actually still do it, like make Easter baskets and things.
To make a difference.
Yeah, to make a difference.
Yeah.
So, like, with you bringing it up, it's like, okay, now, yeah.
No, I definitely.
You're making me look like a bad parent right now.
I definitely sent MJ money, and Kennedy got a flowers delivered in an Easter basket. And then Chris, I was trying to figure out what I was going to put in his because he's a big boy, and his birthday just passed, so he already got enough. I mean, obviously, you could never have enough money, but that's what I gave him for his birthday. So
I'm sure he appreciated that.
He did. And so he got the Easter basket, and I put his favorite candy and stuff in there. But anyway, he loved it. He was like, yo, Mom. I'm like, no, right? Like, where are my pores at?
You was bringing up, I'm sorry, you was talking about candy. I know you was talking about the Easter basket and everything, but I know we're still on vegan too. There's some vegan gummies.
Yes. So, I'm a gummy bear fan. I don't know the names of anything. And
me neither.
I may put it in the description later when I'm talking about it. I can look it up. But yes, so I got vegan gummies from like Walgreens one time and Marshalls had
And I
them.
didn't even know that they sold vegan
Yes,
gummies
and then
outside of
Publix.
like a whole market store or something.
Yes, and they actually were really, really good. And so, because I'm a gummy bear, but I love me a gummy bear. Let me tell you something.
I love me gummy bears.
I love me a gummy bear. So
Yeah,
I was like, oh my gosh, I'm about to have to give up gummy bears. And then I found the vegan gummies. So it was not all bad. That's why I was able to even do it for 2 weeks. But like I said, it wasn't the lack of access to the food and the snacks and all that. Like I had that. It was killing my, had been in a like a not so great place. And so it was already affecting that. And then my husband was like, yo, this is not really good for us. We need to be dating more and doing these things that doesn't work or whatever. But yes, the vegan gummies were really, really good.
And just to clear for me, it was the lack thereof for me. It was the lack thereof. I couldn't, again, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, trying to either go to a restaurant to get those meals. DoorDash. Oh my gosh, we don't DoorDash in my household. Okay.
Oh yeah, we DoorDash.
No,
Really
I make Instacart, but I'm definitely not DoorDashing because
baby,
that's just too much. When you look to see how much you even have to pay for them to deliver it to you.
I don't look to see.
I know. Yeah, I know. I'm not even frugal, but in certain situations, I try to look. When I start entering into something new, I want to see what I'm putting my money into.
Oh,
and I was saying, no, the service to deliver the service is just $50 just for it to get to you. You ordering 2 meals and you're paying $50 just for the delivery.
That's not true. DoorDash is like $12 extra. Like it is not. It ain't no $50. But so I buy my time.
I do Instacart
and so I buy my time. So it is worth it for me to not have to get into my car and drive. So I buy my time.
Yeah.
And so I look for convenience and stuff like that. So
we don't do DoorDash. We did it a couple times, but we don't do it that often. And honestly, it's been a lot of bad experiences for me with DoorDash.
Really?
Like, yeah, food's cold, wrong food.
Oh, I've never had that.
Yeah.
I've heard about people having it though.
Especially like during COVID time when there was no face-to-face or whatever, touch contact, when they'll put your food on the ground, literally experienced it. We experienced it.
But it wasn't long, though.
Ants getting in your food.
But it was because they didn't get, so during our first season, during the filming, our producers DoorDash at filming, but they didn't get the alert. What happened was they didn't get the alert on their phone that the food was out there.
Right, so it's set for a period of time.
Yeah, but that's not their fault.
It'd be malfunctioning.
Yeah.
Malfunctioning.
But I pay attention, honey. When I want to know what is going on with my DoorDash order, so I pay attention.
So you keep track. You want
So if you do want to go vegan, and like I said, I find that it's very expensive, especially if you're not a chef. But anyway, so that's our whole thing. We just wanted to chat with y'all about that. We appreciate y'all for rocking with us. Appreciate y'all for following us, understanding that we are not
we're just human
authorities.
Black girls. We're not authorities.
We just want to get on here and talk.
We're not even really trying to give advice. We're just talking, and y'all just taking it for what it is.
Yes, and we appreciate y'all.
Thank you. We really appreciate all the supporters.
Yes.
All the love that you guys show us out there.
Yes.
And we know that what we're doing right now, we're going to receive some critics, and we're okay with that. Yeah. But we do want you to know that we're not authorities.
It's completely fine.
It's fine.
It's completely fine. If you're vegan and you're mad at this,
we're sorry.
We're fine. I'm not sorry. We're fine.
No.
Because we didn't say anything to make you mad, but I don't feel like we ever say anything.
No, and we're not trying to discourage anybody from being vegan.
Yeah, that's the thing, and we're we're just talking about our experience. So when you go on there, you're asking us like, oh, how's it going? We'll know that you have not watched this.
Yeah.
Anyway, we had time, boo. We had
time, guys.
We did it in less than 45 minutes.
Yes, we did.
We will probably be back with another Unplugged, but we sure appreciate y'all.
Yes.
See y'all later.
Peace.